All right, it's day 3 and it's not even Monday. You know why? Because I was dealing with a lot of personal stuff on Monday and it just like sucked the life out of me. I really didn't do a lot Monday, so now it's August 1st and I have to finish this room. So I need to finish what I left off, which is in those binders, cleaning them out, figuring out what I need to reprint. I need to label stuff. And you know how I said when you have company over, like throw stuff in that drawer? Well, sometimes I also throw stuff in bags and throw them in my hall closet. And I found a bag that had school supplies in it and some other things that my kids had taken with them on a trip. I have more supplies to sort and clean out. I have my weekly Bible study tonight, so I really only have 2 hours to get all this done. So 2 hours. Finish, Rachel. Focus. I got my stacks here of things that need to go elsewhere. Like this is my high schooler's science supplies that from his freshman year in high school that we didn't use. We went through them to see if we could reuse anything for this year. This is the Learn Math Fast curriculum with the kits. And this is curriculum that needs to go down and be stored away. So this is what we do, because this is our basement door. So stuff that needs to go downstairs, you pile it up, and hopefully my son, who lives in the basement, will just be so proactive and take it down, right? Because that's what the kids do. They say, oh, that needs to be taken down. Let me do that to help my mom out. So I just reviewed my list and where I left off, and I'm in better shape than I remembered. So mostly it's like setting up these binders, and I don't have everything printed out yet. But once I get everything printed out from the things that I have created, then I will probably decide if these tabs all still make sense for this year, if I'm going to reuse them, or if I might redo some of the labels. So let me know in the comments below if you want to see all of that when it's finally completed, if you want to see my binders again. Otherwise, I have videos from how I had this set up last year. And then for now, this is my weekly planning binder. This is where I had left off over the weekend, as I still have some things to hole punch here or slide into a folder, and I need to decide. I think I cleaned everything out here. I kind of need to decide the same thing. Does this make sense for my weekly planning? The things that I need. Yeah, I made like a whole video series about this whole planning process. But the purpose of this binder is so that if I need to plan on the go, and I want to take my planner and I want to know what we're supposed to do for the week, that pretty much everything I should possibly need to do an effective plan, including supplies, knowing what's coming up, and all that should be in here, rather than needing to pull the curriculum and see what's coming up, if we need science supplies, and rather than needing even to get all of my teacher's manuals. So this is the idea, that anything that I might need to put into a plan would be in this binder. So I cleaned most of it out from last year. I'm going to go ahead and hole punch this just to get it put away. And then once I print out everything, once my ink comes and I put it in here, again, let me know if you want to see these binders. Alright, so I just wanted to box this to say this is kind of all one task, because I need to finish printing all of this stuff, and then I need to figure out, I should really add here, I need to figure out what's my planning weekly planning process, because when I figure out all the things that I need in order to create my weekly plan, that will help me determine what it is that I need to get into my weekly binder setup. So that's like not, I don't want to do that part today. I just want to finish getting this room set up. I got to finish relabeling. I got to cut some new labels here, and I've got to relabel all of this stuff and just make sure everything's in its place. And I still need to go through all of those supplies and get all that taken downstairs. Tackle all of the supplies next and figure out, Juju, I need your help. I need your help checking pens and markers. This is your job.
I can't.
Why?
I need to eat, and I'm waiting for Drew to come home so we can do my Bible study.
Finish eating and then come up and help. Every year I start to fizzle out and I organize this like other supplies drawer, but then I fizzle out and I neglect these three, and guess what? That's gonna happen again. This is just like where I throw my daughter's coloring books and stuff. When they leave them out, it's easy to grab stuff for road trips, but it's not. Oh, there's good pens here. Let's take those out. Those don't need to be stored in there. Pilot G2 pens, my favorite. What's here? Yep, more activities. I'm just gonna leave it here for now. That's for my high schooler, and I didn't want to like take it down to him because I think on our first day of school I would actually like to go over with him what the plan is, or whenever his first day of school is. So my organization tools, the family stuff, because when we do our family day, which we call it like our family co-op, but you know, it's just us, so it's not really a co-op, but it's the idea of a co-op. This is like gonna be the family stuff with my daughters. It's gonna hold like their bird watching journals in it. And this is a all about me lap book that they're kind of working on that we've never finished. Their spelling stuff, if you watched my IEW video, you know they're doing phonetic zoo. And I thought that it would be good if they kind of did their spelling at the same time, because then they could quiz each other, because I've only got one set of the spelling cards for all the levels. My youngest is doing level A, and my middle child will be doing level B, but these are the same spelling cards from the same rules. I put the CDs in here. So anyway, I just thought it would be easier just to put it all in one place rather than house their CDs in these other things. And then my middle schoolers stuff, my fourth graders' stuff. This is, I cleaned it out. Last year I did have it holding stuff. This year I decided to keep it empty. That way if we want to go outside or we want to go to another place and we need to grab some sort of school supplies or like flashcards or CDs and a CD player or something, I have something to easily transport it. So that's what that purpose is. I got this drawer all nice and cleaned out. This bag is actually empty, but this is such an awesome, nice bag. I got it at Home Goods for, I don't know, any place we need to go on the go. I mean, this is a really big bag, I bet you. Look how big. So this has got all Mom's stuff in it, including some reading glasses right here. And there's space for if I need the quick cleanup, because guests are coming, there's space to throw more in here. This did not change a whole lot, what I told you. I threw this in here. This was a centerpiece on our table. So right now the centerpiece is this glass bucket of cards because it's summertime, and when we want to play games in here, these are just kind of quick games. But once we start school, I'll probably put all those cards away and put the ice bucket back up there in the cabinet where it goes. And then I might pull this back out to hold our candles and to just be another little centerpiece, but then we can just kind of switch it up depending on our mood. With my planner supplies, I put these books that we're going to be doing, my son, my daughter, and me, for a Bible study, but we're not doing it till second semester. So I put those in there for now because they wouldn't fit down here. The science stuff stayed the same. I cleaned out their binders, so we're ready to go. These are my future lessons, so printouts that I have of future unit studies or things that we're going to be doing this year. I threw the do-a-dot markers over here, and then these are some other just quick painting, whereas a lot of my art supplies, acrylic painting, is actually in my basement, and then over here in this cart I've got watercolors and stuff. And then my daughter's binders, history stuff, science journal stuff, their IW papers, any journaling, anything where they're going to have loose paper throughout the year, it will be organized into here. And then this is my future curriculum stuff I intend to use this year, because if I'm not using it this year, then it goes into long-term storage. This is stuff for this year, so when they finish their handwriting book, I've got more here ready to go. These are grammar note cards that I'm going to be using for IEW. This is puzzles, because if we're going to do a puzzle at any point, we're going to do it at the big dining room table. Over here, tucked on the side, I've got my first and last day of school sign that we do sometimes, and I've also got a chalkboard. So I've used this for first and last day of school. This chalkboard's a little cracked though. I've also just used this just for cute, to decorate my house with, but I'm not using it right now. So it's tucked over here with my other first day of school. I told you I didn't do anything with this. These are science kits. I say this every year, I'm going to get better about doing this. This might be our science this year whenever we're not doing stuff with my son. Fan is ready to go for those hot days. It's already plugged in and easy to just set up here and give us a light breeze. And that's also where I tuck my camera stand for YouTube, because you guys know I like to record in front of this window. So this is my art cart. I moved the globe over here because it was housed over there and was so huge, and we didn't use it a whole lot, so I think over here is a better location. I've got special art paper, watercolor paper, multimedia paper, all that sort of stuff is up here. A sketchbook. This is a little art case, again for easy travel. Down here, I have my basket that has all the watercolors in it, some chalk, some Mod Podge, some other glue, and then oil pastels, the fixing spray if you do something chalk, and I have a couple glue guns, and then there's extra glue sticks right there. And then down here is literally all paintbrushes and glasses and cups that my daughters can use for rinsing their brushes. That's all it is, so that they will not grab nice dishes out of my kitchen cabinet, which is what they've done in the past. Remember that story? So now they've got no reason to grab anything from my kitchen cabinets. This is a plant stand I got from IKEA that's got like 3 different levels. I have to put it together so that I can bring some more plants in here so that my dog quits jumping on my window. You guys, look at how beat up my window trim is. Do you see that wooden scratched up? That's why I have plants in here. It's really more of a deterrent for my dog to quit jumping on my windows and ruining my trim. Garbage can is super full. All right, over here is my teacher's manuals, stuff that I need regular access to. And then these are my planning binders, weekly planning, and then daily stuff, which I've explained in videos like this. My clipboards, if I'm teaching. This is my ongoing planning list. That's the only reason this clipboard is here, because I've still got things to do. So last year, this sat on the table. I'm not sure if that's what it'll turn to again, but for now, I put my extra dry erase markers, not extra, the ones that I plan on using, scissors, glue, and little notepads just right here. This is handy for if you need to display a book on the table, but it folds up. See, to use it, you pull it out kind of like a pool chair, and then you set it up like that. But when you're not using it, it folds up nicely, nice and flat. So that's being stored there unless I need it. My math drills, I did not change anything from here. These are just supplies organized. I did not change anything here except for I did empty them and filed them away. So these are ready to go for new stuff. I did change this because I decided on a different system this year. This is not used for my high schooler. I had a whole different high school system. You can check out this video for how I managed the high school papers and stuff. But this paper tray is still really nice and handy. So I put art manuals, booklet ideas, because when I was a child, I found this creative writing type stuff and making very personalized books for your creative writing assignments. I found it fun, and this just happens to be one that was mine as a child. So I put it in there in case it's something that we decide to do. This is story prompt ideas. When I was an education major, it was like tools that I made up for my field experience, and they're in my old school journals here, so those have journal prompt ideas and story prompts. And then this is my actual journal prompt books. So I used this one last year. There's some of them that are already printed out for journaling. So this is really kind of art and creative writing type stuff, and it's really more ideas. I'm not sure if I'll use it or not. It's here if I need it. And then down here I left empty again, so if I'm trying to clean up the table quickly, I've got a space to throw stuff down here. I changed this from art to science supplies because my son's science this year, we're going to try to do the experiments together. So I need to go through and figure out what he needs for those. And so that is all empty and ready to go for that. And this is general stuff that we already have. There's no real organization to this. They're really general school supplies. They're not even necessarily science, but styrofoam bowls, safety goggles, forceps. This is one of the places that we'll check. This little spot in between the cabinets here is for the big things, the things that are either too deep to fit inside the cabinet or they're too tall and awkward. So this is a really handy space for this. So this cabinet right here is my language arts cabinet and paper storage. So if we want to practice spelling words, this is kind of the basket for all things language arts, spelling type stuff. This is the catch-all basket for my daughters when they have stuff laying around and I need to throw it somewhere. That's their basket. This really just hasn't changed a whole lot through the years, you guys. My hole punch, my stapler, these are little glass beads that I might utilize for some sort of reward system this year. I have an idea for that. Oh, this is where I put my planning stack because notebooks and stuff for planners, I might change what I do with this, but for now, that's where it's at. I've got a couple escape rooms from Escape the Crate. I ordered, have you guys ever done one of these? My daughter has been dying to do an escape room. Got grammar game and a dictionary, and then down here, I gotta fix that. Still, that's old chalk. My stickers, my special paper. All this hasn't changed, so this is all good. And then this was my math cabinet, but I added in it geography stuff. So it has all my math manipulatives and STEM related stuff like pattern play and pattern blocks here. This is a fraction pizza game. Whiteboards, geoboards. These are my math flashcards and games. Same thing there. So when we do math games and stuff, or I need anything math related, this is where I will go. Dominoes, those are Matthew C manipulatives. But I had space left over, so I moved my geography stuff over here. So that good and the beautiful geography cards are in here now. These are my geography puzzles, another geography puzzle, and then my old classical conversations geography tables, which are handy just for having blank maps for tracing or for looking at things, or you can even quiz yourself. Some of them are labeled and some of them are blank, so you can actually quiz yourself. So these are really just more like map resources. Draw the world and draw Europe. So all geography. And then this year, when I ordered from christianbooks.com, it was like, if you spend $4 more, you can get free shipping. And I was like, what can I buy for $4? Because as my husband likes to say,
you don't want to just spend to save.
I don't want to spend $20 to save $5, you know what I mean? Well, I found this. So if you guys are ever in that predicament with christianbooks.com, this is a passport to the world. I think it was under $4. It's from Master Books, but it's just like a little passport that goes with one of their geography curriculums, and it came specific with the countries that their geography curriculum went over. But I saved like $10 of shipping by only spending $3 more. So this actually, for me to buy it, took $7 off my order, so it was worth it. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it, but I found some other geography stickers that I had that were pretty random, so I put those and tucked them inside this passport, and I thought maybe some year, might not be this year, maybe someday we'll do some sort of geography unit study, and then I'll have this passport for my younger daughter. This is all organized now. I just need my little one to go through and sharpen all the pencils. I have to decide. Tell me what you guys think. Should I get rid of any pencil that is not Ticonderoga? Because these are by far, oh, that's pretty dirty. These are by far my favorite pencils and also my kids' favorite pencils. So if they see a Ticonderoga pencil, that's the one that they're gonna grab. But I just feel like I can't seem to get rid of pencils. Anyway, I got these sorted. This might be what I end up putting back on the table over there. I think we ended up putting it over here because my dog, you saw, she'll jump on the table, and she would always grab these markers and chew up the lids, and then the markers would dry out. So that's why, even though I love having this in the middle of our table for whenever you need to have a supply, it's here. I moved it because of the dog. I don't know if she's over that phase yet. These are my daughter's paint markers. These were actually pretty inexpensive from Amazon. I'll see if I can find them and link them below. But if you have a daughter who likes art, and if you have a daughter who likes Mariah Elizabeth loves certain paint markers and she uses them all the time. I think these are more inexpensive and they are a favorite art tool of both of my daughters, and they weren't that much. This drawer got a little bit of a clean out. So I think every year I'm like, I think there's less stuff in here. I really do think there's less stuff. These are all my Flair pens, so I left these in a bag because these, if I'm doing a read aloud and my daughters are coloring, this is probably a bag that they would want to take to the couch, or they would want to take colored pencils, so that's what this bag is. Otherwise, you know, this is just extra dry erase markers, my special Sharpies, metallic type pens. Those come out more like if we're making cards or something at Christmas time. And then I told you I didn't do anything with these bottom drawers. They're just my daughter's coloring books and activities books for traveling. you doing? Watch this. Bella, go see. Oh, you're such a puppet. You're such a puppet. And that is why my trim is ruined. If you guys enjoyed this, be sure to give it a thumbs up and make sure you check out the playlist for more videos just like it. Until next time, bye.